In this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I think when it comes to me actually looking, actually trading in the market. And we're going to use today as an example. I took a beautiful short position in the morning on live with our group, and I want to run through everything from the bias from last night going into the day to every single minute by minute from today, how I thought through it, what was I thinking, what was I expecting, how did I position myself, and give you a full rundown as to how I took this trade today, how I view the market, and hopefully you guys will be able to take some of this and use it into your own trading. So let's jump right in, and now I just want to jump from top-down analysis and clear up the entire chart and do a whole top-down based off of all the way leading up to me taking this trade. So I'm going to clear up the chart here, and we're going to start basically fresh. So we have a completely fresh chart. What we're going to do is just do a top-down analysis and start from the bigger time frame all the way to the lower time frames, figure out what our bias is. So going into today and going into just the market in general, first thing I'm going to draw out is my buy-side, sell-side levels. Is there any recent high or low that has been taken? We can see we recently just took this internal buy-side level. I'm also going to draw out our PD arrays. We are currently in a daily fair value gap, and this is where I want to see price starting to respect. If we look at the daily candle from September 26th, we closed below. So this is already giving me a bearish bias, as well as we have an SMT at all-time highs. If we look at where ES is at all-time highs. NQ is not at all-time highs, so we have a divergence between correlating assets, right? This is bearish. So going into just right now, looking at the daily time frame, I am bearish, right? My bigger time frame bias is bearish. So now I want to know, where is the market drawing towards? Because there's 4 reasons why markets move. We're hunting liquidity, we're going to rebalance to inefficiencies, we're going to rebalance to equilibrium, and we're going to generate liquidity. So now that I have a bearish bias, where can the market go? Where are we expecting? So I zoom in and I can recognize, hey, we have a lot of generated sell side here. Is there an imbalance here on a bigger time frame? And that's one thing I want to know, because if market rebalances the inefficiencies, I want to see, is there an imbalance we can rebalance to? So on the weekly, we actually have a fair value gap that hasn't been tapped into. So boom, just this alone gives me my bias going into the week. Today's Monday, right? Last night when we were on a charting session, this is the first thing I need to see. High to the left of us got taken. Rejection of a bigger time frame imbalance, SMT. This closes bearish from the previous week. I want to see price pull back into this weekly fair value gap this week. So my bias is bearish on the bigger time frame. When we look in, I can draw my sell side level, right? This is where I want to see price most likely go to. And we have all this more generated sell side, which we can expect to go take. So going into the day, right? I have a bearish bias. So now we want to look at kind of where price action is here, because we're kind of a little bit more choppy and more cumulative. So how can we look to frame a bias from that? Well, first thing I want to notice is the initial rejection that we had. We had a 4-hour fair value gap get put in play, and we ended up running through all of these bullish imbalances. So we ran through all of these. We rebalanced to the 4-hour fair value gap. This was a short that I took last week. This was the TGIF setup. If we look from this previous week, Friday, ended up running up, taking the recent high to the left of us, displacing, putting in a breaker, rebalanced to this 5-minute fair value gap. Took short, as well as we had an internal SMT here validating this move. Ended up selling all the way back down to London. Keep in mind as well, another little secret for you, what was also the added conviction for this trade: seek and destroy. Asia session, London took out Asia low, London took out Asia high. New York opens, takes out London low, sells to take out London low. Seek and destroy profile. Added confluence to the conviction. Market's already bearish, but we now have added conviction that we want to see lower. So now, let's go into market open today. So market open today, my loose bias is bearish, right? I want to see a move lower. And then this is what I'm looking at going into the day. So I'm like, okay, well, we're kind of taking all these lows. I could expect to see a move back higher, but I could honestly expect maybe to see this 15-minute fair value gap hold bearish, maybe go lower, or we could move up. I don't know, right? I want to let the market do its thing. I have no idea what we want to do right now, because all of these recent lows got taken. We're deep inside this range. We have all this generated buy-side liquidity. I really have no idea what we want to do. So going into the morning, I know my bias on a bigger time frame is bearish. I just need to see more price action. I need to see some sort of manipulation to the upside, right? If I want to take a short, I need to see some sort of manipulation to the upside. So we zoom into the 5-minute here. Market opens. Boom. Zooming in back to the 1 minute. Market opens, no trade. Why is there no trade? Just straight up move. And I don't know if we want to go higher or not. So what I do notice now is we have internal highs that we're taking. Zooming back out to the 15 minute, we have an internal high that was taken. We are also in a previous 15-minute bearish fair value gap. And we have an SMT now at this high. So my bigger time frame is bearish, number one, right? We want to see a sell model. We want to see a market maker sell model to pull back into this weekly fair value gap. No, that's not what I wanted. And now we just had morning manipulation. We had a move higher, and we just took out buy side, and we have an SMT. So now I'm pretty bearish, right? This recent high just got taken. ES is nowhere near taking this high. We have an SMT, right? If we look at ES at this time, we're nowhere near taking this previous high, which at this time was here. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for internal manipulation. The exact same thing. I want to see a high get put in, and I want to see manipulation at the high. So I zoom in even lower. And what am I waiting for? Internal manipulation and displacement. I'm waiting. I'm being patient. Boom. Internal manipulation. High gets taken in favor of my drawn liquidity, right? I want to see a stop rate in the opposite direction. And we have an SMT. Okay. Now what am I looking for? I'm looking for a change in the state of delivery. I want to see a close below a down close candle, or I want to see a fair value gap open bearish, right? I want to see a fair value gap open bearish. I want to see displacement through a swing low. Market comes back up. Where are we respecting here? Consequent encroachment of this 1 minute wick. So I'm watching, right? I'm still waiting. I'm looking for a short, but I'm waiting, right? I'm looking for an entry. Right now, we're slowly just kind of chopping. If this consequent encroachment of this wick continues to hold bearish, I expect this high to be protected. And if we displace out of it, I'll look to take a short. I'm waiting. Consequent encroachment still holds bearish. I'm waiting. Boom. Displacement to the downside. We've had our change in the state of delivery. We've displaced through these lows, and we opened up a fair value gap. I then look to take a short. Stop at the recent high. Where am I targeting here? So how do I figure out a target? Well, I know at least this 15-minute fair value gap that we had, I want to see us rebalance back to the inverse. I know we're at least going to most likely go back to equilibrium of this range, right? So that's my main target, is back to equilibrium of this range I want to see. But also the candle low of the 5-minute, right? This is a fake out. We expect this 5-minute to maybe hold bullish, but in reality, a lot of the time we'll wick through it and then maybe hold on to it on the bigger time frame. But I expect the propulsion block, at least at the candle low, to be a big target. So I'm targeting the low of this big 1 minute candle, and then letting my runners go to sell side liquidity. So I pull back, right? Everything I've needed to see has happened here, right? I want you guys to notice the fractability of the market here. Every single bias has now aligned bearish. The bigger time frame, bearish. We're expecting weekly profile. Daily rejection of a bigger time frame imbalance, SMT. Initial rejection here. Order flow is bearish. We're holding bigger time frame imbalances. Manipulation in the morning. How is the algorithm going to cause max pain? That is how you need to think. Why do we pump here? So we can fake out everybody long. We stop out all the people that were initially short too in the overnight. All of these recent highs have now been taken where all of stops are resting. And now everybody's thinking we go higher, which is just manipulation to then put in an SMT, showing literally the crack and correlation between the assets, and we expect to see a move lower. Taps back into the fair value gap. Alerted shorts on live with my team. We ended up selling off. And there we go. Price target got hit. And that's all you need. That is it. You step away, you let the market do its thing, you call it a day, and you're happy with your trade, right? The biggest thing when it comes to looking at the market, when it comes to analyzing, is people will be so focused on an idea, but not focused on what the market is telling them right now. Your goal as a trader is to take the data that's being given to you right now and make a decision. Either do nothing or take action. That is it. You either are doing nothing or you're taking action. That is it. And 95% of the time, you're doing nothing. We get so focused on an idea of buy side is super clear, sell side is super clear. We're going to go here no matter what. We're going to go here no matter what. And that could be on a bigger time frame, like a 1 hour, a 30-minute, whatever it is. And you'll be focused on a 1 minute, and you'll be trying to take trades based off of that confluence or based off of that idea. And you just keep getting stopped over and over and over again because you're not waiting for the market to show you what it needs to do in relationship to what your bias is, right? Notice, I'm not taking this trade targeting all the way down here. I'm not just entering short targeting here because it doesn't have anything relationship to do with the model. It does, but it's in favor of it. I don't know if this wants to put in a high. I don't know if we want to maybe come up higher and then maybe go back down. I don't know. I'm an intraday trader. All I do is I'm taking what I'm confident with. When you focus on taking trades what you are confident with, you will outperform yourself and everybody around you. You do not need to catch massive moves. All you need to catch is confident moves because trading is scalable. That is what is so great about trading is you can continue to up your size. It doesn't matter how much you're catching. I can make more money than you catching 10 points than you catching 100 points. It has zero difference. If you are confident with catching 10 points consistently, catch 10 points consistently and just focus on that, right? It's very easy to see social media and you want to catch a high and catch a low and catch a 150 point, 200 point move, whatever it is, so you can post it on social media. It doesn't matter. It is perceived value. Do not let it take over what real trading is and what real trading should be. You do not need to catch big moves. All you need is confident moves in the market that you can consistently catch again. Today was a perfect example of that. I don't need to catch this whole move, just looking for what we're confident with. SMT in the high, buy side swept, rejection of a bigger time frame imbalance. The exact same thing on the bigger time frame. Buy side swept, rejection of a bigger time frame imbalance, SMT at the highs. What do we wait for? Displacement. Displacement back inside the range, pull back to the inefficiency, sell short. Same thing here, buy side taken, pull back to the 15-second and the 1 minute inefficiency, sell short. Hopefully you guys are seeing a pattern here, right? What is the drawn liquidity? Is it buy side or sell side? That's the first thing. Next, wait for manipulation in the opposite direction. Buy side, sell side gets taken in the opposite direction. Wait for a rejection of a bigger time frame imbalance. Look for an SMT. Zoom in, look for internal rejection, right? Once buy side swept it, you then zoom into lower time frame and you look at this. You're waiting for displacement, you're waiting for manipulation, you're waiting for SMT, you're waiting for change in the state of delivery, and you then target the drawn liquidity. That is all I'm looking at. When I look at the market, I'm viewing the market in relationship to buy side and sell side. What is the relationship between buy side and sell side liquidity? Where is price going to manipulate? Where is price drawing towards? That is how you need to think. You need to think in terms of the 4 reasons why markets are moving. Where are we drawing towards? What's the drawn liquidity? Are we generating liquidity? Are we rebalancing to an inefficiency? Are we rebalancing to equilibrium? That's all you need to know. And look, use market maker models, use time to take entries. So just want to do a little quick video on this trade. Hopefully you guys gained something out of this. We'll keep it nice and short and sweet. Solid day. Great way to start the week with the team. Was able to alert this on live with everybody. Unfortunately, my broker needs documentation from me at the worst time. So I'm going to have to send them a new net worth document, which I don't know why they need. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this day, enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.